Welcome on in to Same But Different. How you doing?
I'm doing swell. Got some wine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, kink. This is our first sip of wine. This is not a drunk recording.
It's not the greatest.
No, it's not. It tastes like
The wine,
blood.
not the recording.
I don't enjoy your company either. Anyway, you know what's inside?
What kind of segue is that?
It's
Worst fucking title for a movie.
It's What's Inside. It's a bad title.
It is. It's because it's hard to say.
It's What's Inside. It sounds like German.
It's what's inside.
I never watched a trailer. I had no idea what this movie was about, and that I love that. I love when I get that treat
Okay.
because it's rare. Because we watch all the trailers and all the movies ever.
But you're the one that texted me saying, I really want to see this movie. So why?
Because I had multiple people reach out to me telling me to watch it and review it. I don't know where those people are on our view counts, but apparently people wanted us to talk about it and said, you're going to really like this movie. And I said, I really want to see it now.
I found it incredibly annoying.
Really?
I had fun with it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I had a fun time with this film. However, I would have had an even more fun time if it was 45 minutes long.
Huh.
Yeah. I think it should have been a short. 45
Okay.
minutes max. I gave this a 6. A 6 out of 10.
Okay. That's not so bad. I mean, it's only got like a 6.6.
Yeah. And I wanted it to be, I did see the trailer and I was very excited for this film. And I want it to be better than it was for me personally. But by the end of the film, I was just very, very annoyed.
Can you elaborate on your annoyance?
Let me elaborate on my annoyance. Okay, so the film was about a bunch of kids 20-something year old.
Late 20s.
Yeah, whatever. They get back together after being not being friends for a while. They're college friends that have gone their separate ways and then they come back together. They have a past. Strike number 1. I didn't believe for a second any of these people were friends.
Yeah.
At any time in their life.
Yeah, that's fair.
They are such vastly different personalities from vastly different types of human beings that maybe there's a world where people are like that for sure, but I didn't believe it on screen. Not once. They get together and they invite the kind of like the outcast of the group. Nobody really likes him.
You mean Skylar Gisondo mixed with Andy Samberg?
Perfect.
Honestly, one of the faces he made, I paused it. It's both of them. It's both of them together.
That's perfect. He brings this invention of his that allows everybody who hooks up to it to swap bodies with each other, which is really cool because there's swap bodies movies. There's a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been done to death. This was a unique take on it. And I thought it was going to be pretty cool that there were multiple people involved instead of just 2.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo did it first. Scooby-Doo did it first.
Just say it.
And I thought it was going to be pretty cool having multiple people involved. And, you know, they're 20-something-year-old kids with a sex drive and ambitions and and egos. And I was like, this can't end well.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be a Gen Z movie, but they weren't Gen Zs. So
Yeah.
that was a little weird sometimes.
So they swap bodies. And the first time they swap bodies, it's really quick because they're like, what the fuck? And then they switch back right away just to experience it. I would prefer to have maybe keep that in, but you could take that out. Just get into the body swap.
As somebody who didn't have any idea what was going on with this movie, that was a phenomenal review.
Okay, cool. No, I see that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I up until that point, I didn't know what game he was pulling out. I didn't know what this device was. I had no idea what was
the
happening.
Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah. I had no idea what was about to happen.
Okay, keep it in. But the next time they swap bodies, that should have been the movie to the end. Because having come back out of that swap and then to swap again and then re-swap while they're already swapped and to swap again, I was just like, not that I was confused because I did tag along and
what you did have to follow.
You had to think.
Yeah.
You really had to think. And the movie did its best to try and hold your hand to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of it, I was annoyed. I was like, there's no reason. Whatever they ended up at the end, that should have just been the first body swap.
You don't even like the idea of the final swap and then like the 10-minute epilogue?
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
You just didn't
That's
like
okay.
the fact that there were two separate swaps.
Yeah, I think there should have just been the one. There were things that happened that couldn't have happened if the first swap didn't happen, but they could have written it that way. I don't know. I'm being nitpicky and I'm complaining. I know, but I'm just saying personally, I felt annoyed at a certain point.
Such an interesting.
I was like, I don't want to follow this so intricately. I just want one body swap. I want to say, okay, that person's now that person for the rest of the movie. I don't want to keep swapping.
But then it wouldn't have been as original as you were giving it credit for.
Yeah, it could have been. Because then it gets into my next point. You get a lot of people saying things like, I don't want to swap back. Or people start to lie about who they are and stuff like that. So that could have been done with one body swap. It would have been fine. The thing is, though, and this is my other thing that really annoyed me about this film, the people, I guess it was just the one person. I think it was said by a couple others too about possibly not switching back. Those people, are you fucking dumb? How are you going to take over somebody else's body and live that life? You don't know their PIN number. You don't know where their family lives. You don't know anything about their lives. At passwords to computers, you wouldn't be able to live.
That's true.
You'd
have to start fresh.
So to me, it was a very, the consequences weren't thought out properly.
Also a movie. It's a sci-fi movie.
I know, but it was too contained for the grandiose idea it had. Like, it was contained within the four walls of that mansion, for sure, more or less. But the ideas that I was trying to put forward far exceeded the walls of that mansion. And they did not think of the consequences or the things that they would have to endure past that. I don't know. That being said, those are my nitpicky things. It was well acted.
It was very well acted.
It was very well acted.
I love a movie where you don't know any of them.
Yep.
I've never seen any of those actors. I don't think any of them have a large resume.
Nope.
And they all did such a good job.
Agreed. And as much as I didn't believe that any of them were friends prior to this, they did have good chemistry with each other.
Oh, yeah.
The actors just acted well with each other, which is cool. And the nice little twist at the end was cool, because it was something that, as the end started to come around, I even thought, I was like, yo, what if somebody wasn't who they were the whole time?
So
spoiler,
as we talked about, I'm the idiot watching these movies. I do it on purpose.
Yes, you do it on purpose. I know.
I knew from the get-go, not specifically who the person was, but that he wasn't him.
Oh,
there's no way, because a movie like that's going to have a twist.
That's fair.
So,
but I thought the twist was gonna formulate while the movie was happening, like somebody was gonna swap and then pretend not to be that person. Okay. Oh, one other thing I just want to complain about: the lighting in it and the choices of colors, although cool, completely unmotivated sometimes. When they went into a different room, or they went outside, or they went different places, excluding the red bits.
Yeah.
The coloring was just, they're like, let's make this purple for some reason. Purple for some reason.
Do not watch this movie with subtitles on.
Oh.
I watch all my movies with subtitles on. This movie is a little bit confusing. Follow along. It's not that confusing. You can follow along. The subtitles make it more confusing. Cyrus is in Ruben, and Ruben's speaking. It says Cyrus, and you're like, hold on. It just kind of adds, well, you're still trying to figure out who's who, and the wrong names popping up. You're like, wait a second. Do not watch this movie with subtitles on.
Yeah, you gotta turn that shit off for
this. It did not help.
Wow, I would even be more annoyed.
I didn't think about it as deeply as you did.
Okay.
Not by any means. And I'm gonna give it 2 good points before I give its rating. And those points are: 1, I was entertained the entire way through. Period. 2, in terms of Netflix originals lately,
that's true. It was top tier for that.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So for that, I can't bring myself to give it an 8, so I gave it a 7.5. But it is a high one.
Wow.
I had a good time with this movie.
Damn.
I enjoyed it a lot. Acting, as mentioned, I'm going to try to breeze through some and then talk. Acting was phenomenal. Music. You always forget to talk about the music.
You always not forget to talk about the music.
The music was so good.
Remember, that's the word.
It was so much fun, and it gripped you into each and every scene. The editing.
The editing was very good.
Like,
Had to be.
it had to be good because it was a character almost in the movie.
Yeah.
But it was really well done, and not like we talked about Smile or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit of editing they chose, as goofy as it got, there was a point to it.
Yep.
I loved the first time the spin around camera around everybody.
Oh no.
I'm like, this is cool. And then it kept going. And then it just kept going. And then that happened about 3 or 4 times in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's too much spin around camera. You're not Christopher Nolan. It was too much spin around camera.
Yep.
I wish that at least one more person died.
When the movie started, I was like, the only way this gets interesting is somebody dies.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had to die.
It was either one person had to die, which then threw off the body swap, and that was the rest of the movie, or multiple people died.
Yeah.
And they kind of chose the safe route of 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
But that 2 at the same time leads me to another thing. Few and far between in this movie were any of the characters likable. There were some, but they were the characters that weren't really focused on. Like, I really liked Maya,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked Brooke. And then I liked Dennis. I liked him as a character. Hate him. I would hate him.
Yeah.
I didn't like them, and especially the main couple.
My
Horrible.
God. Ugh.
He was a nightmare, and then they tried to get you on his side at the end when she became a nightmare, but I already hated him, so there was no redemption arc for him.
No.
She got bad, so you're supposed to cheer for him. You don't.
Well, he's toxic as fuck since the very
Horrible.
beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
She's sweet, but then her character evolution, she actually snaps and turns into a psycho.
A psycho. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So it was hard. I really, and the only other thing on that, and maybe they would have been more likable if this was the case. The movie would have had to be longer if this was the case, which you would have hated. I just don't think we knew the characters well enough to be that interested in who they swapped into sometimes.
I think if they had actually showed us that and like as a film and acted it out, then it would have acted as good enough backstory to care for some of them. As cool as it was,
Those little snapshots.
the
How do you
snapshots?
do that?
I don't know, but
That was cool shit.
very impressive and
Yeah.
very cool. Detracted from any background
Yes.
that we could have gotten, or
Yeah.
any like emotional attachment we could have had with the characters.
Or like if they made this like that after party TV show, if they made this a TV show where each episode was a character and then the finale was this movie we just watched, that would have been cool.
Ooh, like Vantage Point.
Yeah, like Vantage Point. I really liked the direction it went. I liked the little epilogue. However, I don't like, oh shit, it happened, and then we're past it by a day or whatever. Like I would have liked to see them all wake up and realize what's going on again. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought I could have done without all the sexy cheating stuff. I get fucking mad. Cheating pisses me off. I want to care about my characters.
Yeah.
I was hoping Cyrus swapped back into his body and went to jail. That shouldn't be what you want for your quote unquote protagonist.
There were no protagonists. They were all despisable people.
And the guy cheating on the night before his wedding.
Yep. But not that I'm excusing the cheating. It was just like wild sci-fi circumstances where it just like it was him, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like it's a great philosophical discussion to have. If it's your physical body not cheating, is it still cheating?
Yes.
So it's the mind that's the cheating part for you.
Yeah. If someone took over my body and I was someone else and the person in my body went out.
Yeah.
I didn't cheat.
Right. Got you.
My mind's being faithful somewhere else.
Your intentions aren't there. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
That's what I think.
I got you.
Don't fucking cheat. I like this movie. I had a really good time with it. I don't know that I'll ever rewatch it, but it's 100% something I would recommend. Did you watch it? Apparently a lot of people did. Did you like it? Apparently a lot of people did.
Some people didn't. I only got a 6.6
That's
on
true.
IMDb.
I had fun with it. So what did you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Are you down there yet? And then hit enter, and then hit like and subscribe, and then share, and then go watch all of our other videos and like and comment. I want all those too.
Every single one of them.
Oh God. Next week, come back. We're gonna review next week. Oh, I got confused because we
Yeah.
filmed 2.
Yep.
We're going to watch The Apprentice, the new Donald Trump movie.
Starring.
Sebastien Stan.
Nice.
That's all I know. I want to say Tom Hanks is in it for no reason. Thank you for hanging out. Again, let us know what you thought of It Is What Is Inside. Keep watching movies. Bye.
What would you do if we swap bodies?
Probably not a lot. What would you do? I feel like we don't lead that interesting of lives to like, you'd probably get me fired because you'd have to go to work and you don't know how to do it.
I don't know shit. But I'm pretty sure I could last a day. What would you do for me?
Do all those drugs you've never done?
Oh, can you do those for me?
Yeah, because then you could say you've done them.
No, but it's not me. That's cheating.
Oh, shit. Fuck Trump. I don't care.